So owning those assets makes you actually poorer because of the debasement. Once you get to the S&P 500, you're at 12%. Basically, you break even. Divide the S&P 500 by global total liquidity, it's basically a flat line. So owning US equities in the broadest sense makes you no money either. So all of the millennials have been piling money into 401ks and not getting richer. So none of their 401ks will buy them as much of a house and stuff like that. Only when you get to technology investing do you start beating the benchmark. And so this realization from the Everything Code is debasement of currency. There are only two assets that matter in the entire world. One is technology, and two is crypto. And crypto dwarfs everything else. It is the greatest performing asset in all recorded history.
This was the macroeconomic expert Roel Paul Lent reflecting optimism about Layer 1 innovations. Sui's rise underscores the competitive nature of blockchain technology. While Sui targets gaming and DeFi, XRP has been a pioneer in cross-border payments since 2012, offering, as you know you guys, 4-second transaction settlements, negligible fees, and adoption by over 300 financial institutions worldwide. Sui's advancements are noteworthy, but XRP's proven reliability in global finance sets it apart completely. This event serves as a reminder that as new players emerge, XRP's established infrastructure remains a cornerstone of the industry, positioning it to capitalize on the trends we'll explore next. Let's talk about stablecoin regulation, a critical barrier to progress. In the United States, stablecoin regulation is facing significant challenges, a topic of direct relevance to the XRP ecosystem. A Senate bill to provide stablecoin issuers with a clear framework has met resistance as 9 Democratic senators have retreated from sponsoring GOP-drafted legislation. The Senate needs 60 votes, and since the Republican majority stands at 53 to 47, they have 7 Democratic votes they require. They're 5 short right now, which is a big deal. This stalemate will delay regulatory clarity, something stablecoins like USDC and Ripple's new RLUSD require. Stablecoins form the foundation of tokenized finance, ensuring transactional stability and connecting fiat and digital assets. For XRP, a healthy regulatory framework could drive the adoption of RLUSD, making the XRP ledger more attractive to institutional and retail consumers. Without it, large financial institutions will likely be risk-averse, discouraging the inclusion of stablecoins in global finance. This regulatory uncertainty is a critical issue for XRP holders as it could influence the pace of our ecosystem's growth. We will keep a close eye on it at our channel, Wynand Crypto, as it is a pivotal factor in XRP's near-term trajectory. Finally, let's discuss a turning point in history for blockchain, the International Monetary Fund's Conference on Tokenization, held during the 2025 conference. Tokenization, transferring real-world assets like bonds, property, shares, or fiat currency into a digital tokenized form on a blockchain, promised to revolutionize financial systems through the removal of inefficiencies and simplification of transactions. Let's take a moment and view the IMF's commentary.
What we have seen over the last years are incredible advancements in digital technology. They are allowing us to rethink and improve this infrastructure. We are witnessing the emergence of so-called financial platforms based on tokenization and smart contracts to transfer securities and money. We will hear of several concrete examples in today's panel, including the work of central banks. Around 2/3 of central banks expect to make their reserves available on new digital platforms in the next 5 years. Just imagine the transformation this would bring. Financial platforms could enhance efficiency in payments, promote greater financial inclusion, and ultimately contribute to economic growth. And since growth has been a bit anemic these days, this is very welcome. Just bringing down average costs of remittances from above 6% and of cross-border retail payment from 2% would be good for the poor and for small and medium businesses. As work proceeds on joining the pipes, let us keep an eye on the blueprint. How do we maintain a stable international monetary system?
The message from the IMF is clear. Tokenization is a revolution. Banks like Singapore Standard Chartered are tokenizing receivables under trade. UBS is testing money market funds, and JP Morgan's Onyx platform is settling tokenized deposits. Tokenization, the IMF says, unites assets, value, and ownership in one token, eliminating the need for complex reconciliations between databases. Already, this efficiency is reducing operating costs and transforming how value is being handled globally. For XRP, this is a milestone. The ability of the XRP ledger to settle trades in 4 seconds at costs defined in terms of fractions of a cent is the ideal platform for border crossing with tokenized assets. Ripple's institutional affinity with banks such as Standard Chartered, an innovator in tokenization, places XRP at the vanguard of this development. The IMF suggests $1 trillion worth of tokenized assets could swell a blockchain's market cap by 25 times to 50 times. This means that the market cap for XRP Ledger, for instance, would climb tens of trillions by the mere influence of even a little tokenized assets. To this, Ripple's newly announced stablecoin RLUSD will act as a gateway stable between fiat and tokenized assets, making XRP even more useful in this new world. The IMF endorsement is accompanied by mentions of XRP in the World Bank, the Federal Reserve, and Bank for International Settlements, which view XRP's liquidity as central to tokenized finance. Tokenization is not a future vision anymore, it's happening in real life, and XRP will soon catch up. That makes way for the next thing to discuss concerning Ripple's strategic progress: the acquisition of Circle and the fall of Swift. Riding the wave of tokenization, Ripple is moving aggressively to lock up XRP's dominance. Whispers are circulating about a second bid to buy Circle, issuer of the USDC token. Circle's acquisition by Coinbase, particularly through the project Diamond, a tokenized asset platform on Chainlink and Coinbase Prime, is a difficult proposition, but the potential payoff is enormous. Combining the stability of USDC with the cross-border efficiency of XRP could create a liquidity behemoth, enabling seamless, high-value settlements anywhere in the world. This fits with Ripple's overall vision to replace Swift, the veteran infrastructure of cross-border payments. Longtime promoter, co-founder Chris Larsen has dreamed of this and leverages the Interledger Protocol, ILP, and the on-demand liquidity of XRP to bring a faster and cheaper solution. The forthcoming launch of RLUSD merely reinforces the strategy, which now presents an institutional-grade stablecoin. Ripple's ambitions extend beyond stablecoins. The company's partnerships with major banks, including Bank of America and JP Morgan, which are exploring blockchain for cross-border payments, underscore XRP's growing influence. These moves position XRP as a linchpin in the tokenized economy, but they also highlight the competitive landscape, which we will explore further. A big signal of change is coming in legacy finance. The Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting was a watershed moment as Warren Buffett made his exit as CEO. The events where thousands of people attend and were streamed around the world give a glimpse into legacy finance. Buffett's exit may bring in leaders who are more receptive to blockchain, something that works in XRP's favor. With Ripple's connecting legacy and digital systems, XRP has much to gain from this changing attitude, especially as institutions adapt tokenization and digital assets. Let's talk about the SEC developments. Lately, regulatory updates offer a mixture of advances and reverses. The SEC recently dismissed its suit against crypto influencer Ian Ballina, charged in 2022 with unreported token promotion, which could foreshadow a lighter SEC in the future who would have a softer approach and would bring less pressure to bear on XRP, but vigilance must be maintained. Now let's jump into XRP's evolving use cases. We know that the application of XRP is changing radically and it's ready for the tokenized age. First, wrapped XRP, EXRP, will be the gas token for the new EVM sidechain, enabling Ethereum compatibility, DeFi on the XRP ledger, like yield farming and lending. This will provide a broader application for XRP in the decentralized finance, attracting a broader population. Secondly, the addition of RLUSD will render the ledger more appealing with the stability for institutional and retail settlements, particularly for tokenized markets. And thirdly, products such as Flare networks are launching this month, allowing natively yield-earning XRP holders a vast step up from the ledger's previous burn mechanism. 0.01 billion XRP during its lifetime. The deep freeze update of late, which enabled firms to issue stablecoins or tokens on the ledger, further cement XRP's malleability. These changes, EXRP, RLUSD, and DeFi integration bring XRP into a new era as envisioned by the IMF tokenization vision and global financial trends. The recent comments by President Trump indicate the growing strength of cryptocurrency. He views it as the critical to the competitiveness of America and observes that 50 million Americans own digital assets and criticizes Biden's initial anti-crypto stance. Trump's support could drive policies like tax credits or regulatory clarity supportive of Ripple and American companies. And of course, also XRP. This political wind could stabilize XRP's use, particularly in tokenized finance and cross-border payments. If you want to long or short XRP, go to Wynand Crypto, and on this video you're going to find a link to sign up to BTCC to be able to trade Bitcoin and XRP and other cryptocurrencies. And guys, with BTCC, you can get a limited time $10,000 bonus on your first deposit. This is where I'm trading. This is where I can open all of my long positions, all of my trades. I think it's a fantastic place to be trading, so make sure to use the link down in the description below if you want to sign up and start trading XRP. The upcoming ISO 222 standard in November 2025 is a turning point. Co-created with Ripple, this standard brings blockchain transactions into mainstream, bringing XRP into step with traditional finance. Swift's commitment to this timeline, backed by the likes of JP Morgan and the Bank of America, makes XRP applicable. Canada's blockchain drive, led by Mark Carney, a former governor of the Bank of England who collaborated with Ripple, seals this momentum completely. ISO 222 places XRP at the forefront of the great switch to blockchain systems, taking its role in tokenized finance to the next level. In conclusion, the blockchain space is evolving from this innovation of SUI to the IMF tokenization and international standards like the ISO 222. XRP is the leader, catalyzed by changing use cases, Ripple's strategic aspirations, as well as macroeconomic and political tailwinds. For viewers of my channel, this is our time to acknowledge that XRP will spearhead the financial revolution. Thanks for watching. If this analysis was accurate, smash that like button, share the video, and comment. What gets you guys most pumped up about the future of XRP? My trading links on BTCC and such are in the description. Love you guys, stay woke, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.